G'day, this is Captainoob, and this is an anti-armor silly rifle. Why is it a silly rifle? Because the bolt's on the wrong side. There we go, there's the new name of this thing, a silly rifle instead of a sniper rifle. That works, right? Anyways, it's also got bullets exploding for area damage and +1 perception, major and minor legendary effects respectively. Not a terrible setup for doing a whole ton of damage. It's not the highest damaging setup, obviously a bloodied explosive would be out damaging this quite a lot, but it's still got the anti-armor explosive punch to it, which doesn't increase your damage as much as it would here as compared to other weapons, but we'll be passing through a little bit of armor with this thing, so it'll increase our damage slightly more than if it wasn't there. So, you know, you take what you can get on a hunting rifle. The DPS isn't blazingly fast on the best of them. Anyways, so the 50 cal receiver here, the refined version of that, is doing 112 damage. I think this is the highest damaging non-prime receiver, so that's pretty good, I guess. Again, the DPS is going to be dragged down by the rate of fire here, but that's okay. The game plan here, as you might notice from the giant toaster on top of the weapon, is I'm going to snipe. That is a long recon scope, so yeah. Sniping with this thing is what I'm going to do. I'm going to be sitting way back, and I'm going to be using perks to help me out with that, just to see if they're actually worth it. They probably aren't going to be because, well, I never use them, so I kind of know that they're not that great. But if we could actually make some good use out of long shot here, I might consider it for other weapons, but probably won't do it because I'm not really keen on the perk. But we'll just see how she goes. Anyways, we'll chuck on some Rifleman perks to get this thing boosted. Pay close attention not to chuck on some Commando perks, which I've done in the past for weapons that shouldn't be run off Commando perks. Of course, Bloody Mess and Demo Expert go on, not specifically in that order. Demo Expert, because bullets exploding for area damage, you can get slightly better damage out of that. And a 15% multiplicative bonus slapped on top gives us 226. That's not terrible. Alrighty, so here we are at the giant green jacuzzi storage facility, and here is the hunting rifle in third person. I like how you can take your white goods along with you. It means if you're playing as a female character, you can take the kitchen with you wherever you go. It makes a lot of sense. Anyways, so what I'm going to try to do here is I'm going to crank the bolt twice for no reason for a start, so that's fun. I'm going to see if I can't dink one of these super mutants. Okay, 34 explosive damage. Let's just let the thing kick in. And we got 37 there, so indeed we are seeing a little bit of an effect from long shot, which, you know, is obviously going to do a lot better if I'm actually hitting the targets. But I do get unparalleled accuracy at the longer ranges. I'm actually noticing it's a lot easier to hit these shots at super far ranges. When they get a little bit close, when they start moving around a little bit, it's going to get a little bit crazy, but the idea is I don't have to move as much because I can just dink them from far away, so I can just make a break straight down there once I'm done with these bastards. When they're moving around, obviously it's going to be slightly harder to hit them. They've got a somewhat unpredictable movement pattern sometimes, and I'm pretty sure that was a hit right there. Felt pretty stiff not getting that one. There we go, but you want to nail the headshots. It's a hit scan weapon, so it's not terribly hard to do that if you're actually good at aiming. Don't look at my channel, I'm not good at aiming. But we'll keep on going. We'll just go around this bend and shoot this turret. I'm getting a 75% chance to land that shot and a 100% chance to get stuck. God, I love this game. And no, I won't pick up that legendary. I don't actually care anymore. There we go. Back at the head, I easily got that shot in because, well, I've got such a zoom in that if I could zoom into their face, I might be able to tell the eye color. Even of that Ned Kelly one that I just knocked the head off, I could probably tell his eye color if he was looking directly at me. But now we're putting the headshots together. It'd be cool if the game had a critical ascension system, which would boost your damage with the headshots, like on a quick, like a stacking thing. Kind of like Adrenaline, except for hits on the weak spot. They'd have to obviously tune the weak spot mechanic to actually show the weak spot, so for robots it'd be stupidly easy getting the damage up like that. But, you know, we aren't even using the night sneak attack crit abilities like Mr. Sandman, and this still is doing enough damage to kill this stuff. So that's pretty good, and we're at basically full health here. We might have to throw a couple of repair kits during the recording of this because it's got a small bar there, but 344 damage isn't terrible. Okay, so this room, the microwave isn't too much use to us. Except for when the target's standing completely still, we might as well take the shots there, because even though I've got the true barrel and true stock, this thing still doesn't have the best hipfire accuracy. And it appears that I need to gather some adrenaline again. Ooh, the frame one went terrible when I aimed at that guy. Well, that's weird. Does the scope throw off the frame rate? That was bright and I wish I didn't do that, but interesting if it would. Now, I could boost this thing's damage if I just went into Nerd Rage. I'm probably spec'd for it, actually. I'd probably just chuck Serendipity on because, well, I wasn't going to be using it if that's anyway, so getting the crit bonuses won't really matter all that much. Could chuck on maybe, what's it called? Class Freak rank 3, so I can at least move a little bit more, because I've got my chameleon armor. I didn't show that off a little bit earlier. I'll try to remember to show that off against the tools, but yeah, even with the 2.5 sneak critical multiplier, we can kill the overlords in one shot. Got no idea what that other one ran off to. You'll notice when using the 50 cal receivers, the suppressed sound is a little bit different, and obviously without the suppressor it's different too. Oh, actually one-shotted that super mutant warlord. And this is where I use the ability called Escape Artist, but then I kind of went back into Hidden for no reason. It's kind of a weird bug, like the first time these guys will detect you, if you just slightly go out of their radius there, they'll forget about you. That kind of happened again. He shot at me, he knew where I was, but then he kind of forgot. That is not how, Escape Artist is supposed to work at all. If it drops me back into Hidden when a super mutant's that close and already panic firing at me, I'm thinking that there's something wrong here. We've actually got to a point now where we can kill these guys with just the old hip fire, which is where we wanted to be. And I think we've got no adrenal reaction boosting that damage, so I'm really not unimpressed by the damage here. It is holding out pretty well. Honestly, the biggest complaint, and this is always the complaint with hunting rifles, is it's just slow. But I think the ability of this thing being hit scan saves it, because although the crossbow is around the same speed of rate of fire, that thing isn't hit scan. And if you don't know what hit scan means, is as soon as I click mouse button 1, as soon as I pull the trigger, the bullet's there. There's no travel time at all. If you play games like Battlefield, weapons aren't hit scan in that game, and your bullets will take a little bit of time to travel there. Highly more realistic, but as a consequence, the game's a little bit harder to I guess, program, because you have to deal with the individual bullets traveling through the air. It's just much easier to have like an invisible laser disguises a bullet to reach something to deal damage to it. That's what I feel like the limitation is, but I don't think there's much reason to have, unless you want to have a moderate experience in Fallout 4, much reason to have a system where there's bullet travel time. The shooting mechanics, I mean, they're pretty refined. They're not too bad. No pun intended for the refined remark, but that's what my receiver is, so laugh at my stupid jokes. But I don't think this game would benefit at all from a realistic ballistic bullet travel system, although being able to collateral damage people would be nice. And, you know, since an explosive bullet explodes on impact, you wouldn't be able to get the collateral damage on your targets with that. So that was a kind of a waste of time. We've seen that before, but, you know, it's doing decent damage, and I got to show off a little bit of the hip fire thing with this, and I'm going to repair it. There we go, good as new. So Shadowplay went through this update, as I'm just going to show you my armor whilst I'm talking about this, but I checked the recording because the UI is slightly smaller on my screen. You can't see it because it obviously, you know, ignores it during the recording, but for some reason I'm recording at a weird resolution that isn't the 1080 that I usually record at, so as a result this video might look stupid or it might look better. I don't really know. Okay, so this is the hard part, because we've got a bunch of tools running at us, and I don't think the explosive damage is going to be enough to actually stop these guys, but if we can gather up the tools into a safe little spot there and bounce splash damage off multiple, that would be, I guess, fairly efficient in terms of damage per shot, I suppose. It's not like I'd be able to knock them down to half health, so I could easily get the 1-2 punch on them, but whatever. But I'm sniping with this thing, remember? So what I'm going to do is gonna sit back all the way over here, and I'm going to snipe them as they run towards me. I think I hit that one on the arm, and I didn't do as much damage as I would usually. This scope is totally overkill. Also, if you don't unclick, if you don't quickly tap the button again, what's it called? The right mouse button or whatever the fuck you aim with the consoles. I haven't played my PS4 in a long time. I think it's L1, no L2 because you use the triggers now, don't you? And they changed that after PS3, weirdly enough. But yeah, if you just quickly tap that, you don't have to actually sit through the. I thought I got him with a huge explosion just now. Okay, I can't be fucked fighting these ghouls anymore. I wish I could just whip out a handmade and say, yeah, this sucks. We all know it's gonna suck, so let's just get this over and done with. What I could do, however, is use VATS, which, you know what, I'm going to, because this is. Well, I don't have to aim. I actually nabbed the triple there. Nice. Are you kidding me? It waited all this time until I was standing right next to it to explode. This game is out to get me. It's already taken my sanity. What else are you going to take from me? My virginity? Nah, I've lost that ages ago. Well, not only on one side. Please don't touch me there, Todd Howard. Leave me alone. Okay, I don't think we got the entire horde out, but we get the point. This thing's still no good. Even if we did have an extremely high damaging thing, I think a bladed explosive can't actually kill these guys with the splash damage. So, yeah, you'd be pretty much better off with anything else. Okay, with full adrenal reaction, Swan should be easy enough. I should at least 3-shot him at this point. Probably not getting the out of range multipliers stacked against us here because of long shot, but killed him. Okay, hopefully we're in a position now where we can get a little bit better use out of our sniper perk. What do you mean I'm in caution? How exactly would... I'm not really sure, but they forgot about me. God damn it, hold on a second. Okay, I'm up in the tree now, because I want to make some use out of my sniper perks, damn it. I forgot to reload, but that's okay. So think about it like this. I've got a nice elevation bonus against them, which increases my aim. Ah, they can still shoot me. Also, their sonic blasts contain... What? That makes no sense. How can sound waves contain viruses on them? And now I just went into a fighting plant. That's great. Rattle hands is a pain in the ass too, because I'm pretty sure that it decreases my range damage. So I've stitched myself up here. I've made it hard for myself. But I still call bullshit on sound waves carrying pathogens that infect me with rattle hands. Unless rattle hands is an infection, it's just a I don't know, ringing in the ears. It messes up your coordination and makes your hands better. I'd much rather have Rattlehead. That's a thing you can get in real life, but basically what happens is you listen to a bunch of Megadeth and then you can't stop headbanging because that's all you hear in your head. It really sucks having rattle hands when you're trying to kill a Mirelurk queen. You know what? I'm not dying. Stimpack, please. I feel like I couldn't heal there whilst I was reloading, which, you know, would be a huge pain in the ass if I was stuck during a reload animation and got killed by damage over time. There's a little crab. Just die already. There we go. Nice little headshot to finish that off. Could be getting much more damage with the proper multipliers, but, you know, not running with the multipliers, we can see what this thing can do. It's not very... It's kind of underwhelming, but whatever. I'm going to get rid of rattle hands. Okay, let's keep this sniper show rolling. Shoot you in the arm. Still kill you anyway, because you're squishy little bastards, yet you hit harder than a truck, harder than a super mutant, because... logic. Anyways, so whilst the Scorched Beasts are flying around, I'm going to see if I can't actually hit them. I think they kind of fly out of range. Your bullets only have a certain distance they're allowed to travel before they stop, and they're not easy to hit with a scope. They're moving very quickly. There we go. I think I skimmed him along the knee there. Might be better off no-scoping him, actually. Or I could wait for him to land. He might actually do it. No, he won't. He's going to start strafing around. Oh my god. Ironically, the scope is making it harder to actually aim now. It's too close. Is there any use for a long scope in this game? I really don't think there is, but... You know, that's why we're here. We're just gotta test out this shit. Would definitely prefer a medium long scope at best. I wouldn't go any more than medium on a scope, because... Look at this! I don't need to tell the color of his goddamn eyelashes. I'm running out of mouse pad here. That's how ridiculous this is. It's easy to shoot him when I've got this. Just hip fire him. I guess it's a good explanation of why the true barrels and everything exist. At least I'm getting both the explosive and the ballistic damage on these guys. You just die. I'm tired of aiming at this point. Anyways, we'll quickly pick up this plant. No, just kidding, we already did that. I ran out of adhesive, so had to farm a bunch prior to recording this, which is probably why I feel I sound like that I am done with this shit by now. Anyways, so... We'll just get a cheeky headshot on that one, I suppose. Whilst you're stationary, they're easy to hit. Managed to get another one. Quick scopes only, boys. Or no scopes. No, I'm going to try to quick scope him whilst he's coming in to do his acid attack because, you know, got to bring out that 2013-15 MLG skill, not LMG. If you could quick scope with an LMG, I feel like it'd be more effective than this. Because, well, my DPS is terrible and it's giving me a hernia. Brain hemorrhage. Now I'm detected, I have to deal with all of this shit, and I really should have brought some sort of secondary weapon here because I'm gonna get my ass handed to me now and it's not going to be fun anymore. Oh, just let me up. There we go. Now I won't get punched. There we go. There's another shot on him. Yeah, might as well use VATS, right? It gives me a decent chance to hit. Got a high enough perception to do it, so why not? Ooh, there's a thing down there. It looks like a robo brain. And goodbye sneak criticals. That was an 80% chance and I missed it. Yeah, seems about right. My god. This is kind of the moments where I really would like explosive to be what it used to be, at least for a weapon that has got abysmally bad DPS as this, because I could just bang right there, that'll kill 3 of the bastards, but no, I gotta expend my whole entire magazine and a half to bloody kill them like this. Ironically, this might actually be the most effective way to take them out. Actually, I'm gonna no-scope this one. I mean, quick-scope. Yeah, that one. Terrible reaction times. They would never let me in phase. God, these guys are ugly. Why do I want to zoom into these guys? Yuck. That is not aesthetically pleasing at all. It's like I'm playing against a bunch of those freaks that played Nuclear Winter and they make their characters default. Ugh, I don't want to be zooming into that. Anyways, there you have it. I'm not particularly thrilled with this weapon. It did alright. I obviously had I had a bad attachment set up on it. Honestly, a prime receiver is probably the best way to go with this, but you don't want to use the 308 or the flux to actually do anything with it. If your best weapon is a legendary hunting rifle, you need to keep farming, because although their damage per shot can be impressive sometimes, nearly running the bloody thing into the ground, like 312, it ain't nothing, but the fire rate, man, it's just so slow. It's slower than, I don't know, what's it, the King Kong movie, like the original one with Jack Black before the gorilla shows up. It's that slow. It's not very fun to use, to be honest, but at least it's hit scan. I still rate this higher than a crossbow. Anyway, that's about it from me. If you'd like to see this weapon in your game, I'm gonna throw it in a script bin, so yeah, you can't see it. So yeah.